dump of snow last night, so we're digging ourselves out today. My name's Dave, and this is Macaro Siding, my in-scale layout. So today we're on number 8 of this factory, and today we're going to add some detail to the front surface of the model itself. I thought it looked a little bit flat, and as I said before, lots of my scratch builds are very fluid. I start, I think I know where I'm going, I try something, I don't like it, I find something, I say to myself, hey, maybe we should add that. So this is one of those maybe we should add that things. So what I did yesterday was I cut out, I'm gonna switch the camera here so you can see this. Okay, I cut out these strips on the laser cutter, and we're going to glue them between each of the windows to give it a bit of a relief. And so today all I'm going to do is, am I zoomed in all the way? Yeah, I am. Well, I wish I could come in closer. Anyway, and we're going to glue these down. So it's going to be a rinse and repeat kind of thing. I'm just going to do the front here. I've completed the elevator tower, and just have to put the gravel on the roof here, and that'll be off the races. And next week we will be doing the roofs, which will mean that we're pretty close to done. So let's get at it here. Alright, so I'm going to switch back to this camera so you can see me. And I've learned yesterday, after putting put one on this end, put one on this end here, and it didn't stay straight as I wanted it to. And so I've learned that you put a dab of glue at the bottom here, and you get your little piece of plastic, and you put it in place, and you give it a spritz, and then we let go. And I'm going to continue along here doing just the bottoms. Now, there are a few things that will have to be done before this ends up on the layout. First off, the base that I'm going to glue all of these buildings to has to be painted brown, so that I can then add either grout or gravel to the ground surface. And that way I can then go ahead and glue the buildings down. Let's see if and once the buildings are down, then I can do the terrain. I can do the gravel, the grout, the all of the scenic work around the buildings. Now, but there has to be an order of operations for that, and so it's not going to happen for a while. And the reason it's not going to happen for a while is I've got to finish working on detailing the yard itself, and I've also got to put up the backdrop behind these buildings. And I don't have the lumber for the backdrop, and I don't have the pictures for the backdrop. So I'm going to have to wait until those things are done, and then I will probably put the backdrop in temporarily temporarily, and then set the buildings and stuff in place, and then then I'll be able to remove that backdrop and backdrop sheet of material, and we'll and then I'll be able to work. I don't like that one. I'll be able to work. I'll remove the backdrop, and then I'll be able to work either side of it, because that section of the layout is a little deeper than I can reach, and I still have a lot of work to do in the yard, and so I would want to be able to. There we go. Now, all those are glued in at the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is, first things first, I'm going to cap the medium glue, and I'm going to go to the thin stuff now. And I'm going to put a little dab of thin glue here. He says this is not coming out of the bottom. Hold on, let me test it down here. Oh, yeah, it is coming out. Okay. So I'm putting a tab of glue there. And now what I can do is I can pull and stretch this and get it straight, and then hit it with the spray. And I don't need to glue it in between because it's nice and tight. And here again, get it straight and spritz. So it'll be some time before you see all of these buildings on the layout themselves, because that'll be a separate video of me actually installing them. I've still got to solder all the wires together on the back here. That's going to be a task on its own, and I'm not going to videotape it because I'm not very good at soldering, and the air is likely to get a little blue as I'm doing it. And last one here. And spritz, and there we go. So now I'm going to take my expensive, I'm not even sure how you pronounce the name of this company. Dspiae? Anyway, I got turned on to these by, I think, it was either ATEM Salvage or Kathy Miller. They are extremely sharp, and they are extremely accurate. So now you can see we've got these nice relief pieces added to the front of the building, which makes a difference to the way it looks. The other thing I did is I put a steel beam across the front of the loading platform. Okay, so I'm just going to move that out of the way because I'm going to show you something else here. I'm just going to bring in, just lost the roof. Move that out of the way. I'm going to bring this in place. Now this is the thicker part of the factory. Like I say, this is about 5-6 inches deep. 5 and a bit inches deep, I think it is. Let's just find out. So, yeah, it's 5 3/4 inches. All right. The other thing I did, and now I'm going to, because I always forget something, I have to walk over to where my paint booth is and pick up a piece of plastic and come back with it. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so here we are, we're back. So I also have a thicker piece of the plastic, and it's going to sit here as if it's part of the foundation. So I'm going to mark it. I'm going to take my cutters, flip it around here. Now I use these ones when I'm trying to get absolutely straight up and down, so I get a nice 90. And now this is going to slide in here. Is it? Nope. It needs to be nipped a bit more. I think I'll just use the nippers this time. There we go. There we go. There it is. So this is going to be glued across the bottom. And we can do that right away. Down and put that in place. Give it a little bit of a spritz. And now what I'm going to do off camera, because it would be just a repeat of what I just did, but I'm going to put more strips going up the middle here. So again, this hasn't been a very long video, and I didn't intend it to be. I just wanted to show you the detailing. I'm not going to sit and do the whole thing while you watch, because I've got to put another I don't know, 8 or 10 of these little strips between all the windows, and it's just rinse and repeat of what we just did here. So there's the pieces, and then when all of this is done, I'm going to spray it down with a matte varnish, a matte spray, just to dull it down and get rid of any shiny parts that shouldn't be shiny. And like I say, this is going to be the so now you can see the detail in there. So next week we will be doing the roofs. So the roofs are going to be going on just like, well, like any roof on here, like this. And then we're going to cap off the top of the walls with this C channel from Evergreen. and we're going to put gravel on the rooftop itself. The week after, we're going to put the buildings together, and we're going to put the 3D roofing details in place. So I've got some files that I bought off of CG Trader, and I'm going to print them up on this weekend. We print on the weekends because we have to run heaters down here to keep the room warm enough for printing. And here in Ontario, if you do things on the weekend with electricity, you get a cheaper rate than if you do it during the week. And my wife is always on hydro patrol, which is what I call it, because she's always making sure that things are never run after 7 o'clock or before 7 o'clock at night, so the dishwasher doesn't get run until after 7, because that's when the power gets a little less. Anyway, that's a little slice of my life here. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I'm trying to keep these short, so that I know it spreads it out over a longer period of time, but it's I think more people watch if it's short, and so that's the reason for why I'm doing it this way. So I want to thank you for watching, and I want you to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and remember that it's your railroad and you can build it any way you want. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.